What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's good with y'all? Go check out my other videos. Check them out. Check them out. But first, stay on this one. So in this video, keep in mind, guys, if you guys have watched my video discussing my opinions on 22LR for self-defense, I don't have a very high opinion of 22LR. You're very aware of that. However, we have to discuss the most overlooked pro of 22LR. And this kind of does go hand in hand with another pro, which is its cost point. Of course, that's one of the biggest pros of 22 is that it's super, super, super cheap. I mean, you can find it for like 5 cents a round, if not cheaper. So let's get that part out of the way. Now, moving on though to the really most overlooked pro of 22LR, which is that a lot of modern firearm platforms that a majority of people do like to use also come chambered in 22LR or have some sort of 22LR conversion kit. So if you have an AR-15, which the majority of Americans who own firearms do own an AR-15, it's the most popular rifle in our country. Obviously, you guys have seen the 22 conversion kits. Now, beyond just the conversion kits, there are brands like Smith & Wesson, for example, who have literally made ARs that solely shoot 22LR. The M&P 22, right there. It gives you a great opportunity to practice with a platform that you actually use for self-defense for extremely cheap, little to no cost at all. I won't say no cost, unless you have a good bit already stockpiled, but little to no cost to you. And you actually are going to be able to get just a good little bit of training and make sure you have your fundamentals down, which is going to help you immensely. Now, a lot of people might be wondering, well, you've only mentioned one platform so far. You said there are multiple different platforms. 3 of these firearms, one of them I've already mentioned, the AR-15, they are the most popular pretty much in the country at the moment. Okay, so beyond the AR-15, we have the Glock Model 44. Now, some people might be wondering, Mark, you don't like the Glock 44. That is true. I am not a big fan of it, especially for self-defense. However, it is the exact same size as the Glock 19. It is the exact same size, excuse me, as the Glock 23. It is the exact same size as the Glock 32. Why does that matter? Because if you carry any of those firearms, the Glock 44 is going to give you a great way to train proficiently with pretty much the exact same platform that you already use and carry and use for and have for self-defense, but for extremely cheap. Yes, I'm not a fan of the Glock 44 for self-defense. However, solely for practice purposes, solely for trigger practice, solely for practicing the fundamentals, it's pretty well worth it. Why? Because it is the exact same size, has the exact same trigger, has the exact same sights that your Glock 19 has, that your Glock 23 has, that your Glock 32 has. So yeah, it's not just the AR-15, but even beyond just the AR-15 and Glocks, let's go over to SIG. If for some god-awful reason you like the P320, well, guess what? They have a 22LR version of it, the P322. It doesn't matter really whether you're a Glock guy, a SIG guy, whether you just mainly shoot rifles and you really like ARs, whatever it could be. Whatever platform you're using for self-defense, especially if it is a modern platform, there is a pretty high chance that there is a version of it that comes chambered in 22LR, which gives you a great opportunity to get a lot of training done for an extremely low cost compared to, let's say, 9mm or 223, 5.56, for example. In the end, guys, yes, it's not going to be the same. It's not, obviously, it's going to be much quieter. Obviously, it's not going to be anywhere near as much recoil. However, solely, though, for practicing the fundamentals, I don't think you really have a much better option than that, especially considering the cost of 22. Again, you can find 22 for 5 cents per round, guys. 5 cents per round is absolutely insane. But with that being said, I think that about wraps it up for this video. I don't want to keep going in circles here. However, I do feel that this is oftentimes the most overlooked pro of 22LR. It's simply just that a lot of platforms that the majority of people do use for self-defense are also made in 22LR, so you can get some really cheap, effective training in. But with that being said, y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all. And whether or not you agree with me about my thoughts on this oftentimes overlooked pro of 22LR, go ahead and comment your thoughts down below. Whether or not you agree with me, whether or not you disagree with me, go ahead and comment down below. Make sure to check out all my other videos. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.